What am I doing today? Today it is time to backwash the pool, and this is sort of going to be an instructional video in case somebody else has to do it if I'm sick or something. Oh, here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that the skimmer baskets are emptied. You want to kind of do this, that ain't got too much in it. You want to kind of make sure the skimmer baskets are emptied out, because when you backwash, sometimes air will come back through those lines and can kind of push the dirt and stuff back out into the pool, and you really don't want to do that. So they don't have really anything much in them, so I'm just going to leave them be. But if it was full of crap, then I would empty it out. And so, going to take my backwash hose up here and my flathead screwdriver, if I can grab them both with one hand. And I'm going to climb up here to where my pump is. And you generally want to backwash when the pressure gauge here gets to about, well, on our pool, when it gets to be about 15. You definitely want to get it backwashed before it gets to 20. So first thing I'm going to do here is start the pump running and advance the timer a little bit so it'll run. And then I'm going to take here and I'm going to open the main drain and the skimmers. We got 3 pipes here. We have the main drain here. This one goes to the skimmers, and this one goes to the pool cleaner. So what I've done is shut the pool cleaner off, and so I've opened up the skimmers and the main drain. So the valves will look just like that. And so if you look here, our pressure hadn't really come up. It's not quite past 15 yet, but it'll get there, and it's time for it to be done. So I'm going to shut the pump off here with the master switch. I'm going to find my backwash hose, whatever I did with it. Here it is. Get down on my hands and knees, which is oh so much fun, and move this pool vacuum out of the way. And you can see here we got a hose clamp. So first thing I'm going to do is get this, stretch this backwash hose over this pipe here and get it all the way up here. So this is going to take 2 hands. Okay, so I got my backwash hose on there, and now what I'm going to do is take this C-clamp here, this hose clamp, and put it over the hose like that. And then I'm going to take my screwdriver and tighten that screw there. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one-handed. Nope. Tighten that screw there until the clamp tightens down all the way so that you can't pull this hose off. You can't pull this blue hose off. You really want it to be pretty tight. I mean, don't crack the pipe or nothing, but you want to tighten it down there pretty good. So I got my backwash hose on there good and tight. So now, got crap all over my knees. Now I'm going to take this backwash hose and run it out all the way back there to the backyard. Trying to be as straight as possible, but it's definitely not a straight run. So yeah. So here you can see I've got it actually run behind this tree against the fence, then out that way. Ideally you would want to run it as straight as possible, but that's just not feasible in our backyard. So have it run all the way out to here. And you obviously want to get it away from the pool because you don't want the water with the DE in it coming back into the pool. So you want it out this way. And you want to try and keep the hose out of the pool too, because if the hose is laying across the pool, when it fills with water, it's just going to sink into the pool. So, and you want to try and avoid twists as much as possible. Most of them will straighten themselves out, but yeah. So then, going to come over here. Again, our hose is attached to the backwash output there. Going to come over here. Make sure your pump is turned off. And we got our handle here. This is our backwash valve. So we're going to take it and we're going to twist it to the right, I think, or to the left, to the right. It's a little hard. Twist it to the right a quarter turn so that the handle's like that, and then pull up just like that. And now we're going to turn on our pump. And there goes our backwash hose. Going to fill with water. And we're going to come over here. Try not to trip over your hose. Come over here and watch this water. And when this water runs clear, that's when you want to go back and turn off the pump. Usually takes about a minute, maybe 2 minutes. Sometimes less. As you can see, there's all our old DE, all the spent DE is coming out back here. So we're watching it starting to get clear. I like to let it run for a good 2 minutes just to be safe. So count 60 seconds twice. And we're probably at about a minute now. So I'm going to go ahead and start wandering my way back over to the pool pump. It doesn't take very long for this filter. But the main thing is you want that water to be clear. And it's getting there. By 2 minutes, it's usually good. So I'm going to go back over here to my pump. And you definitely want the pool water to be full before you start doing this. So I come back over here to my pump. Probably been about 2 minutes now. And I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to push my backwash valve down and turn it to the left. Quarter turn, just like it was originally. Turn the pump back on and let it run for about 15 seconds or so. You can see our pressure's already come back down to almost 5. So let the pump run for a good 15 or 30 seconds, maybe even a minute. We're going to turn it off again. We're going to turn that to the right, a quarter turn, pull it up, turn the pump back on. Backwash hose is going to fill again, and we're going to let this run for another 30 seconds. So count of 30. Okay, so there's our 30 seconds. I'm going to come turn the pump off again. Take our valve, quarter turn to the right, push it back down, and then lock it back in. Oh, oops. There we go. That valve's getting a little old. So we'll lock it back in place so the handle is straight like this and push down all the way. And now we can turn our pump back on. You can see our backwash hose is just got residual water left in it now. What's our pressure at? Still just above 5. So still quite a bit less than what it was at. So now we got to recharge our filter. You can just go ahead and leave the backwash on there for now. Leave the hose on, let it drain. The residual water and stuff is gonna drain out since that's downhill. And while we're letting that drain out, we're going to recharge the filter with DE. So I'm gonna go to the garage and get my box of DE, and we'll be right back. So now my pump is on over there and operating normally. So it's not in the backwash position anymore. It's operating just as it would normally. And so now I'm going to come to the closest skimmer to the pump, which is this one here. And I am going to take the skimmer basket out. And we'll dump that stuff out later. So I've got the skimmer basket out, and now I'm going to take 4 scoops of DE. You kind of don't want to get this in the air because the dust can irritate your lungs. It is actually considered a carcinogen, but only in really large amounts. So. But you want to be kind of careful. And there's a scoop in here somewhere. There we go. There's 1 scoop of DE. And I'm just going to pour it right into that skimmer. Let it dissolve. It's going to get sucked down into that skimmer, and what it does is it goes into that pump over there and into that big filter canister, and it coats. There's these grids inside, and it coats them with this DE, and that's what helps make the pool water so clean and sparkly. So I got 1 scoop. I'm going to get 3 more. It don't have to be exact. So there's 2. I'm gonna get 2 more. So there we go. We've got our 4 scoops of DE in there. So now once you can see the holes in the bottom of the skimmer, you can drop the basket back in there, put the lid back on, and you're done. Now all you got to do is, of course, carry your DE, or get ready to carry your DE back into the house, back into the garage. You definitely don't want to leave that out where moisture can get to it, because it'll cake. And then come back up here And you can leave your pump running. You can back up here and remove this clamp. Just loosen it so that you can pull it up and pull your backwash hose off. And then you have the job of rolling it all up gently without pulling on it, because you don't want it to tear. So in other words, you don't want to stand here and yank the backwash hose all the way up from all the way up here. You kind of want to follow it along and roll it into a really tight roll, because that'll squeeze all the leftover water out. And after you backwash, you're probably going to want to drop the hose in the pool and add some water, because of course you've just pumped, you know, you probably pumped 500 gallons of water out of the pool. 200 or 300 anyway. So you need to fill it back up. Now I gotta roll this hose up. Alright, there we go. There's our backwash hose all wound back up. Now the pool is filling with water. And I'm gonna go in and have to remember to come back out here in half an hour or so and turn the water off, because otherwise you're gonna fill everybody's pools. Whew! So that's what I was doing today, backwashing the pool filter. And we're all done.